All right. Welcome to Raising Funds for World Domination, Day 56. And it looks like the chat is already lively tonight. So, once again, there's no updates on these items. So, except from that, now I am happy to report there are, I spent a bit of today working on the block mining game again to just hopefully push to get the next release finished. And today I actually finished the implementation of that new 3D circular buffer implementation, and it is now implemented and active right now. So I just had like a simple array that I was moving stuff around, so it's actually swapped in and it's already working. So it's reasonably smooth. I actually, in the refactoring, I actually, I moved a bunch of stuff around, so it's actually doing more work now than it actually needs to do. So I can probably make it even faster than this. But let's see, and I guess the other update is. So yesterday, some people commented that the code I had was like super verbose and repetitive. And then this morning, it occurred to me that there's actually a way to rewrite this. That's like when I combined some of the common code into this thing to initialize the empty regions after every resize, I realized, wait a minute, I just need to check if there's an intersection between, just iterate through the new region and then check if there's an intersection, if the current point intersects with the old region. And if it doesn't intersect, then that point has to be initialized. So all that fancy code I had for like trying to intelligently go around the edges, that none of that was necessary. It was also technically it would have set the same point a couple times, and then I spent a bit of today just making the whole thing simpler. So now it's actually simple enough. I could probably generalize this pretty easily to even higher dimensions. I would probably just make this here recursive, and then for each of these things, just iterate over every axis. But for now, that's not necessary. So the point of all that was to swap out some of the code in here, which I've already deleted some of it, to this on map area change. This was like a several hundred line long function that was the source of many bugs. So that's all been replaced by map area blocks.update buffer region. And then I think this here, I guess I can probably, well, I'll take a look later. So I think there's many optimizations that can be done in here. Yeah, and one of the big reasons for all this is to be able to so right now on map Yeah, I think it might be this. maybe it's this function. I can't remember. Anyway, the idea is previously the map is only one block thick. So the next thing I'll take a look at tonight is to see if I can make it 2 blocks thick, and then I can actually down here in this function, this actually I already have a boolean here for it because I was trying to implement it a while ago, and then I realized it was just way too buggy and it wasn't working. Trying to map area cell. Yeah, eventually I'll just be able to check the block that's below it, and then say if it's a solid block of some kind, if it's not an empty block, then we can make it a different color, and then that'll actually give some depth. Enumerating bottom up instead of top down. You could maybe say, I guess, I can't remember if that would be in reference to the 3-dimensional circular buffer thing. Anyway, let's try I forget how the map area is initialized. Luigi's a bot. How do people know that, and why do people keep saying that? Has Luigi interacted with you guys, or like messaged you or something? He's not even here. In reference to replacing for each coordinate, clear all, remove side for each block of all blocks. So somewhere in here I have I guess it's from the client thread notifies this thing. So that gets set from here on render frame. Okay, I guess that's from this. So is it good now when you zoom out? Or there's still other reasons it becomes slow? I think it's the performance is pretty reasonable. There's a ton of things that, with the printing, as well as one of the big issues was the like 3D fancy 3D circular buffer thing. That fixed the issue. So if you translate, so if you're not resizing the window, if you're just translating around, that change. So previously it would shift all the cells and then reinitialize them and stuff like that. Now what it'll do is first of all, initializing of uninitialized cells is done automatically within the data structure, which is good because before I was doing that externally and it was just full of bugs and stuff. And the other thing is for the existing cells, it doesn't drop them or reinitialize them, so it just kind of smoothly just increments an offset and then repopulates whatever's new in the circular buffer. So the main advantage is it kind of just put all of the code in one place, and the previous code was only really meant to support like one thin like a square region instead of like a cubic region. So that's one of the things I will update now. So this will store one more layer. Let's see. This will probably break some stuff, but let's see what it does. So confusing. I don't know how anyone understands coding. I guess honestly, even people who are familiar with coding probably would be confused in looking at my code, because it's code that I wrote, and to just talk about it, like a lot of my explaining the code, I kind of expect that even someone who programs probably doesn't completely follow everything I say, unless they've coded the exact same thing before. But I'm kind of just thinking out loud and interesting. It seems like it's I guess my code doesn't it's trying to iterate over the entire region, which It was never meant to be 2 layers thick. I realize it's not the Z. It's going to be a Y. Do YouTube let you do polls? I'm not sure. What are the streaming features you can use? That's a good question. I haven't really played around with it. that should restrict the drawing. Are view numbers still up since you got it? Since you got a new super chatter? So last night only brought in I think $10 or so of super chat revenue, but the overall channel revenue and views are still up like massively. Now I don't know I have noticed like when it gets close to the month or something like that, like I've said before, it almost seems like YouTube has some internal like they decide how much money you're going to make and then like allocate your views based on that. So sometimes it almost seems like my views will catch up toward the end of the month or something, but I'm glad you didn't go Canada mode on me yesterday. Censor me for no reason. Yeah, I haven't seen any bot behavior from you, but this other people saying you're a bot. I don't know. If anyone has actually seen Luigi like spamming Bitcoin stuff or something, let me know. I love your favorite Linux commands. Excellent. Galactic Past says, hello Robert. How's it going? All right, I think this is working. There's a whole new class of bugs that I can potentially get with this new layer feature, but hopefully they are now much easier to resolve. Would be nice if you did more of those videos. I'd like to. There's the problem is they don't make any money. They take quite a bit of time to make. I think they help with the growth of my channel, but I actually had kind of hoped, like initially they didn't make any money. The ad revenue is like basically 1/100th of what it is of a normal video. So I'd hoped that like I made a gamble at the time. I was like, if I just make a bunch of these videos while they don't make any money, then maybe like what YouTube's doing is they're slowly introducing monetization of shorts, and then once the monetization picks up and they figured it out, then they're gonna, just like they did with other, like they used to not have any ads at all, and then people they started introducing ads, and then everyone's like, oh man, this is gonna totally destroy the site. No one's gonna watch ads, and now they make insane amounts of money from ads. So I thought they'd probably do that with shorts, but then the monetization never seemed to materialize. But if it had of, like if I was making 100 times more than I am currently on the shorts, would it be pretty good? Okay, that works. Okay, this will be possibly a moment of truth. I encountered Stack Overflow today. Good thing it's not from my part of the code. Excellent. Someone else's fault. So we get the block that's underneath at -1. Let's see what this does. All right, look at that. Nice. I think that's a killer feature for the game. Now you can actually see. You can see caves. Excellent. I'm glad that does not have 5 million different bugs. And what I could even do, I could make it so like the underneath layer has some, so like if it's an ore block or something, it's a slightly different color. thought about getting a cat. I think my cat makes me a better programmer. I am a fan of cats. They're a lot of work though. In an apartment, it's not a. There's a family member's cat I stayed with for a while, but okay, that's a bug. Writing code so my cat can have a better life. Yeah, I was going to say, how does the cat improve your programming? So there's a bug there where it doesn't load. It's not initializing those regions. Rubber duck programming, more like cat programming. I just feel like it makes me more programmerish. I feel like if cats had professions, a lot would be in IT. That makes sense. I think the best time to get a cat or dog is when you have a child. Yeah, I guess it's yeah, actually I was just gonna comment that it's a good way to teach a kid empathy. If the kid goes over to the cat and pulls its tail, it'll find out about that other living things have emotions and feelings. UND says, "Hi bro, how's it going?" Chat is real quiet today because we're waiting for Friday. Yeah, last night it was so crazy I could barely keep up with it. And it was a lot of like random, it was like almost spam, but just like random people talking to each other about nonsense. Better cat than grandma. Cats are, I guess for a kid, a cat can actually interact with the kid a bit more than grandma. I think this is the culprit. Print map area updates. So when it gets an update for a chunk that loaded, the area that updated is now below. So it does not trigger an update for the cell above it, which is necessary to re-render it. Chat's going crazy again. Let's see, trying to make sense. What are you making? I'm working on a terminal-based block mining game. Can we see the Waymint? Hank Waymint. I feel like Robert re-manifest off Rails chat. How can we help raise funds? You can like the stream. Any Robert Block in the chat. Robert Blockhead, please. Stand up. Oh, that must be a meme or something, maybe. I need to see the Waymint. Can you show a demo of the game? Yes, probably if it's broken at the moment. This might not compile. This is so mentally taxing. So what is that? There's like four people who came into the chat all at once, and everyone's asking about Wayments. Finally, the Wayment equals Wayment. Okay, thank you very much for explaining that a Wayment is equal to a Wayment. Sons for war here to combat. Wayment means wait a minute. Are you? Is that actually what it means? Or is this a meme or something? Is it Gen Z slang? Like I can't tell if these are like, it's so hard to figure out. Is this a meme I don't understand, or is this like a group of bots that are just here to like mess with me or something? Can you show me the new Wayment features? Is that just like a mispronunciation of payment? Max the leader. Thank you very much for the $2 New Zealand dollars. Show them the pause menu model like that. Open custom frame. Max the leader deserves a Wayment, or at least a Robert Locks. Wayment says it's a slang term to represent confusion. Why everybody calling me a bot? I don't know. There's just like there's groups of like 4 or 5 people that come into stream and start chatting and saying things like, everyone will say like, show me the Wayment. I've seen the Wayment. I'll have to make a note to look up that word. I've never heard anyone use that in any context ever. Wayment Robert Mafia. What does that mean? But all this is crazy. Yeah, yes indeed. Yeah, when I see a bunch of new names at once, I don't know who's a bot, or if it's I guess also, were they even bots though? I mean, it could just be a bunch of Gen Z people. I think YouTube sends people here in waves. Robert Locks, the Wayment away. So you said it means, if it means wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Robert locks the wait a minute away. I'm not a robot. I have a heart. Excellent. Wayment is here to stay. So wait a minute is here to stay. Oh, is it some kind of like cryptocurrency garbage? James Pitts. Oh, is this one of those like bot things where someone's like, someone will say something like it's a video about on the economy or something, and then someone will be like, wow, in these uncertain times, you have to invest for the future. It's like, yes, I agree. It's important to see your financial advisor. And then someone's like, do you recommend, can you recommend a good financial advisor? I recommend this random weird person. And then there'll be like 17 comments of people talking back and forth, telling you to, sounds like a satire ad from GTA. I'm excited to see your game in action, Rob. Excellent. Wayment coin. Is there? I guess Yoshi or Sam, you two are not bots. Can one of you look up what is Wayment? Is that some cryptocurrency coin or something? Wayment? And his name is Wayment. Can we add Wayor to this terminal game? Nope. 396 Robert Locks. What does it mean? Total nonsense. Can you craft stuff in the game, or do you plan to? Yes, you can. Wayment is indeed some slang. What does the word mean? It's slang. When I searched it, it was more like a meme. Okay, I guess I'll have to I'll have to get up to date on the latest things, the latest memes. Wayment is short for wait a minute, because that's what it sounds like when you say it too fast. I can understand that. There's a bunch of the chats like that use it in a way that doesn't make sense. Can you use your 398 rock for? Oh, that's where 398 came from. Combination of wait a minute into one word, where you're, as if you're saying the words quickly. Chatters aren't trying to make sense. Maybe there were a bunch of like Gen Z people who have, maybe it's a bunch of Gen Z people with brain rot. It's like when everything becomes skibbity. But once the skibbity meme wears out, everything is, wait a minute. Okay. So someone asked if you can craft things, and the answer is yes. So you press the C key to craft. So it just automatically crafts if you have the reagents available. So in the future, the plan is to make it possible to actually like select things and explicitly craft different recipes. Right now, it just there's only a couple different recipes to craft the stone pickaxe, iron pickaxe, and wooden pickaxe. Payment. How do I earn it? What can I do to earn your respect, Samuel? IDK, much about YT Live, but why do I have a crown near me? I guess it's it has something to do with like something in the algorithm. If like it's like how much you're cheating, chatting or contributing to the live stream discussion, but I have no idea how it's calculated. I think it's something to like manipulate people into super chatting or something. This behavior of saying nonsense in chat is not appreciated by Robert. It always derails the stream a little. I'm trying to make sense of it. I don't know. I don't know what I should necessarily do, because it's like it's on the borderline of like spamming. But at first I'm like, wait a minute, I should try to like is there an actual conversation here? Or a thing to respond to? I just started chatting, it's weird. Yeah, it's, I have no idea how it's, not cheating, chatting. Robert Spot. Cue the X Files music. Everything is automated nowadays, especially how the pushing AI. True. Robert Blockhead is a little sneaky Wayment, am I right? Never use AI. All right, thank you for your valuable contributions. I swear, I think I need to take English 2 after this. Yeah, it's I'm trying to figure out like what are these conversations? Is this like a bot? Is this like a large language model that's chatting nonsense, or is it are these like kids or something who are like terminally online? Maybe that's a meme. Is there some kind of meme related to blockheads, like something with like Roblox or something? Or something about sneaky blockheads. I am alive. That's good. if my grandma is kidnapped by the AI people, I have to use AI to get my grandma back. I think that's a pretty good justification for using AI. All right, the next thing we'll do here congratulations. You are now number 1. Any Linux news recently? I'm not sure. I don't. I learned most of my news from chat. Linux use. Be tight. Is that the newest phrase people use? You guys heard about 16 billion password leak? I have not. $16 billion password leaked. That's a lot. Okay, that might do what I want. Ubuntu is going to ditch Wayland. I thought it was like some massive thing of work they were going to use. They went to great pains to support Wayland or start the migration. That's kind of annoying because so many apps didn't work for a long time. Excellent. This is doing exactly what it's supposed to. Nice. You know what? I could also implement mining below the current block. That would be exciting. Actually, that would be fairly easy. the definition of old changes as you get older. Eventually, when you're 90, you'll call everyone under 60 old. Just call it rock. Every birth certificate is a sort of technical death warrant. That's a very pessimistic view. I and the richest man are equally wealthy in time. And we are complete freedom. That's why they made a video or a movie about that idea. What are the red squares? That's something I just implemented, like just a minute ago. I made it like if you're over an exciting block. So one of the things I just implemented is the ability to see the third dimension. So if I go like down here to a cave boundary, to find a cave. Yeah, there we go. So I made it so if you go down, so now you're going down. Before, that was not visible. You would not see caves. Because I had some issues with how the map was loading and stuff. But I have just now implemented the ability to actually see this. And so I was thinking about a way. So I just said if you're over an exciting block, make it red. But it's kind of, it stands out maybe a bit too much. And I was also thinking you kind of need a way to mine down. And I don't have any way to mine down at the moment. So I guess I'm kind of just thinking about These are user interface gameplay features I haven't even thought about till now. Actually, you know what? I think I would. Do mine blocks at position. Coordinates check. Change y minus 1 L. Cover the camera for an edit. Please, duh. You want me to cover the camera for an edit of some kind? Why? You are... It's a trend on Insta? Okay. I probably won't do that. I'll just keep on doing the thing that I'm doing. $194. Please? Nope. I ain't doing that. The internet is so random. Like so much, there's so much insane stuff I get in chat. So some of it is like incomprehensible, and then some is like actual memes. But then they could also, like, as far as I know, that could just be like, it could just be like a made up thing. About be tough maybe typo. Could you at least do an Irish goodbye? I guess I always do. It's not dunt ty. What are you doing? No description. I am currently working on developing this terminal-based video game where you simulate the process of mining blocks. I'm Irish, so just call it goodbye. Yeah, I've got some Irish in me too. I think I joined in late. You're just in time. Alright, and now I now have implemented mining down. So if you press the M key and you're over a block, I think I'll leave this feature in. Actually, that's weird. Why doesn't it mine? It doesn't mine down. If I go down one layer. I'm also partially Irish. Well, I always end the streams by saying have a good night. I mean that's a pretty clear termination. Speaking of Linux terminals, I'm forced to use a Windows terminal all day. Putty is still the best. Is Putty still the best? SSH. I'm not sure. I thought doesn't PowerShell? I thought they came out with PowerShell to kind of support all that stuff. I like replace Sigwin and stuff. Need to try WSL. I think not complaining. I think they want you to stop doing that for some weird reason. Yeah, people in chat have strange preferences. That's weird. I can't mine down. Can you die in the game? Not yet. I kind of haven't really done much editing of gameplay until now. If chat got everything it wanted, it probably wouldn't be no place to chat. Thanks for the clip. You're welcome, I guess. There's been a lot of unhinged chats this stream. This is not unhinged? Why is it in capital letters though? That's, you always type in capital letters if it's unhinged. Speaking of hinges, I sprayed my bathroom door hinge with WD-40. And now it doesn't squeak. Yeah, the oil. Oil is an underrated thing. I remove my door and place it back to open and close it. That's not very efficient. What's your opinion about starting a YT channel for developing? It depends what your goals are. If you're starting from zero, it'll be a lot of work to before you get any interaction. I guess I've been doing this mostly part-time, but actually I saw in the dashboard of it, I've had this channel for 6 years now, and so I'm able to just barely pay the rent with the channel revenue. But it's also going down quite a bit because I haven't made as many videos lately, and the recent live streaming does not bring in very much revenue. If you really like programming, or you have some unique things to contribute, it could work out for you. But how do I download and install the game? There's a GitHub link in the description. Having said that, the to get what you see, like I actually just made a bunch of significant changes in the last couple of days. So what you're seeing right now has just been implemented, like right now. Like I haven't even committed this. So I'm gonna hopefully do a release in the next week or so. There's also pre-compiled jars if you don't want to compile it from scratch. Oh yeah, you have to legally, you can, there's I guess a trial version of the game for 30 days. But if you play it for more than 30 days, then you have to super chat. You have to have it given me at least $1 in the past in order to comply with the terms of the license. This is an annoying. I figured this would just be such an easy thing to implement. Okay, let's try this again without any changes to see if it randomly starts working. Oh, you know what? I just figured out why it doesn't work. Does this exist? Nope. Windows users get an installer packed in the exe form, which saves them from knowing about it. I'm not sure. I don't even know much about building on Windows. Is it normal to have a video at 144p, 30 frames per second? I usually have it at that setting. I don't know. Is the stream set to that? Okay, let's try mining down. You know what? I was kind of questioning this feature, but I really like this. This is a killer new feature. This is great. Now we can just look for ore. Is the stream only broadcasting in 144p? What's the highest resolution you guys can get? It's messing with me. You're coming in on fabulous 1080p. Excellent. Okay, there's no issue then. Oh, look at all that ore. I should make that a different color. It's maybe too obvious. I made the edit. So what exactly is this trend? This edit trend? So it's like you ask a streamer to cover the lens. Then it's sports highlights with a certain song. but it's hard to the timing. I'll have to Google that. I have a bunch of memes and stuff to Google. Like, wait a minute. Robert, will you ever make a gaming channel? This is a gaming channel. You guys don't like my game? Can you give us some... He mentioned, I think the name of it earlier was something... I can't remember the name. It said the name of a person. Oh, I can use my trusty inventory switching. Just switch to my stone pickaxe. Got plans to make it multiplayer. I'm working on LAN party. Idea is as revenge. A LAN party idea is revenge. I can't really understand how LAN party would go together with revenge. Speaking of names, the name of my cup is Alexander. Neat. I'm stuck. Stream is too good. I have to leave. Well, that's good if it's good enough. I was walking to the hospital last year. An event security blocked me off public property. How much it take their slot out of pettiness. All right. I love your stream. Title always crack up when I see it. Yeah, just a few more days. I think I can finally raise enough funding. Robert will be streaming even after all of us pass away, just so we can collect $13 billion. Yep. You can never quit. Robert gets $1 every second. It'll take him 32 years to collect $1 billion. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind, but you just gotta have a positive attitude. Have you seen The Man from Earth? If someone asked you if you smoked, you'd say, smoke what? And they know, and you and I both know it. Thirteen more times 32. That's doable. What are you currently doing with the code? I'm currently this thing here. Let me put in a comment. That'll just kind of make the UI a little bit more, I don't know, consistent, so that we don't see like things changing after they're supposed to have loaded. Bro has crazy positive attitude. Yeah, you just gotta believe in yourself. Right, I think that made the rendering a bit more sensible. Yeah, this feature was worth it. I think rendering is very satisfying. Yeah, I also there's quite a few performance improvements I need to do. That should hopefully make it even more smooth. Actually, this probably looks pretty cool if I go into the terminal mode now. I guess this must not support gray. Oh, there we go. There's some interesting. Yeah, I guess this probably only has like 8-bit color or something. This UI is pretty cool now. There's now a surprisingly playable game in the console now. I guess I'll still have issues with this existing menu is inventory is not quite good enough. So if you have too many items, you won't be able to actually scroll through them. Is this block mining simulator client server based, or is it all designed to run just on localhost? So actually, I implemented multiplayer before I implemented single player. Now the multiplayer, currently there's a huge there's a number of significant issues with it. So it's not actually like, it's kind of a lie to say it as multiplayer, because what it does have right now is multiple clients can connect to a server, but when they all send commands, they're all sending commands for the same player. So there's only one inventory in the game, so every player, if you mine a block, would go into the same inventory, and also the player position. So you can have multiple clients that are are working on like 2 independent copies of the player position, but then when they send to the server, it's just going to save the last one. So that's kind of an issue. So basically, it's sending block updates and stuff. I also think it needs to. I need to send like basically instead of doing the validation of events on the client, there should be like player commands sent to the server, and the server should validate them. But the networking stuff is implemented. So anyway, I guess that works. So I guess gray is not one of the standard low value colors. That's probably why it doesn't show up in the console.
Let me think. You know what? I accomplished everything I wanted to do tonight, and that was much easier than I thought it was going to be. I guess I could just play test it a bit more. It's actually kind of it's becoming like almost a playable game now. You know what? I don't quite like that red color. I like that a bit better. Because one issue with going down is you can get stuck. Gave our neighbors brownies. They give us back chocolate pies. Now in a desert escalation race, what would the next most rich thing? That's a good question. I'm not much of a baker myself. You know what? I don't really like the contrast with the magenta. It's kind of, it looks weird.
Mutually assured diabetes. That's a pretty good conflict to be involved in. Rick Brown James. So that statement is that a reference to weed or something? I'm gonna have to remind people to not don't bring up discussions of substance consumption or that kind of stuff. It's not so much that I care about that stuff, but I have to keep that out of the chat, so because there's so many people that want to talk about that. It's going to invite everyone else on the internet here, and people are going to just want to talk about that. And I'll scare away all the people who don't want to talk about that. And same thing for the like mental health stuff. I can't. I'm not a mental health expert. I can't help with all these venting issues. I'm not equipped to solve these issues.
right, I think I might actually leave it there for tonight because I got pretty far. Actually, I didn't write a lot of code, but yeah, it's been a long time coming refactoring to make it this easy to implement this feature, but it looks pretty good. I think, I mean, it's a subtle, simple thing, but the extra layer giving the 3D aspect is, I think, really adds a lot to it. All right. Since you guys like the Irish goodbye, I didn't even know there was a name for that. Sonar bug. All right, have a good night, guys.